What's up, cucks? Another day, another video by the hater. And another day, another subscriber, motherfuckers. 120 at this point. Now, personally, I always looked forward to having 120 subscribers. And thanks to all of you, and thanks to my main player, J Rants, we're at 120 subscribers. It's all going to be up from here, guys. But yeah, I always envisioned getting 120 in a few months or so, but I'm glad that it happened a little bit earlier than I thought. So as a result of that, and also because I kind of felt like doing the motherfuckers, we're going to talk about why WWE sucks. It's going to be a general rant. I have not prepared anything for this, but I am on the WWE website, and let's get it started. So I went on WWE.com just a few seconds ago to see what they have on the website and to talk about why it sucks. Now, I know because I go on the WWE website once in a while, you know, the gateway to the network, motherfuckers. So, I know that the website is filled with garbage. So, I'm excited to talk about it. And of course, I'm going to talk about generally why WWE sucks, but in the context of what we see on the website. So, immediately, as I click, I see an ad for Cricket Wireless, which is some sort of phone carrier, cell phone type shit. You understand me? It says here, Cricket covers over 99% of Americans. So that's a lot of people, don't get me wrong, but what's the population at now? 300 million? 1% of that is 3 million people are covered by Cricket. So not that impressive, but nonetheless, the real point here is this. Fucking Cricket, all right? They have their little goofy mascot. He looks like a peanut of some sort, and the Miz there. Now, this is a good first thing to start with because the kind of overlapping that WWE has with other things has gone way too far. You know, you turn on your TV while watching wrestling, of course. They don't have these commercials during normal shows. And you see all these commercials with WWE cucks. The Miz over here and like Charlotte, they have those commercials where like the Cricket mascot is dressed like Sheamus, and Sheamus is like, "Oh, I fella, let's make a phone call or something," right? And it's fucking stupid. They must really not give a shit about the fans who want to take wrestling a little bit seriously. I understand it's the 21st century. Of course, wrestling's fake. We've all known that for a long time. But can it be treated as if it's serious a little bit? Come on, you know? That's all I'm saying. So, as I scroll down, we have the results for Raw. Who gives a shit? And then we have a bunch of TMZ kind of type of shit, right? We have Lana passionately kisses Bobby Lashley after revealing her divorce. Now, Lana has been passionately kissing Bobby Lashley all the time. So why this thing has its own little window you can click is beyond me, motherfuckers. Then, the next noteworthy thing we have is see the surprising opponent R-Truth lost and regained the 24/7 title against at WWE headquarters. And they have a picture of some guy holding the 24/7 championship. Now, what is the point of this? Why would I see something happen that's not really something? You understand what I'm saying? Like, he lost the title, and he won it again. So why the fuck would I be intrigued by that? It doesn't make any sense. As we scroll down, we have another Cricket Wireless commercial on the side with Charlotte and the female peanut thing from Cricket Wireless. I don't know what the fuck the thing is. It's like a pickle. I don't get it. Then we have a thing about GIFs. This is where WWE tries to become pop culture relevant, right? They promote their own GIFs. I mean, just think about that. They promote their own GIFs. And all the good WWE GIFs are from days past, fuckers. One of my favorite GIFs, Vince McMahon takes off the hood and says, "It was me, Austin. It was me all along." That's the kind of shit that is cool. And can you imagine them promoting that back in the day? Absolutely not. Anyways, then we have another Titus O'Neil. Titus O'Neil's on the cover of Millennium Magazine. I never heard of Millennium Magazine in my entire life. Who gives a fuck? But we get it. Titus O'Neil is good PR. Good for him. Then we have a bunch of wrestling-related nonsense. And we go down. And we have this. This is what really I'm surprised it's still on here because I saw it at some point either yesterday or today, and I figured that they'd get rid of it because it's just so bad. So they have a thing called Broken Skull Sessions. The Undertaker thought he'd debut as Eggman in WWE. Now it's getting to the point where it might have just been better to debut this fucker as Eggman. Undertaker, obviously one of the greatest of all time. Everyone likes Undertaker. He's always been memorable. He's had good feuds. He's put on good matches. And he's very underrated on the mic, in my opinion. One of the best promos ever is Undertaker. He always did good promos when he was able to do them. Now, I'm talking, of course, like in the late 90s when he was teaming with a Big Show and he was kind of transitioning from like the stoic dead man never says a word type of thing to like the American badass, and he was still like, you know, the dead man at the time, but he was transitioning. And then all of his promos during like his run as the American badass, that was awesome. Those were all awesome, and he's just believable, or he was. Then when he went back to being dead man, he became like generic Undertaker of rest in peace. It's almost like when Seth Rollins says burn it down, you know, you would just be like, and there's one thing you need to know, and that's how you will rest in peace. There was like a time when he came, like they had that episode of Raw where they filmed it in like whatever, some Manhattan ballroom or whatever, like one of those places, and then they filmed like another one somewhere else. And in the Manhattan one, they would switch back and forth. In the Manhattan one, they had Undertaker being advertised, and all he did was he came out and he said, "You will rest in peace." I'm just like, man, I can't believe they even put on his clothes for that shit. Complete waste of time. And over here we have like, it's like some sit-down interview with, I'm assuming, Stone Cold, where Undertaker, I saw a picture of him, I thought it was Road Dogg, and I'm like, oh my god, Road Dogg has like sleeve tattoos now. I didn't notice that. And no, it's Undertaker, and he's wearing normal clothes, and he's smiling, motherfuckers. He's smiling. This is ridiculous. This is exactly what is wrong with wrestling nowadays. I'm going to tell you guys a little story that I heard at a certain point. So after his run in WWE, one of the most, you're going to hear it right, motherfuckers. You're going to be surprised I'm going to say this. But one of the most underrated wrestlers of all time, that's right, fuckers, Great Khali, motherfuckers, one of the most underrated of all time. A lot of people give him shit because it's like, oh, Great Khali can't wrestle. That's true. He couldn't wrestle. He could barely move. But that's not the point. His role was not to put on a 5-star match with CodyRhodes. His point was to be a big menacing monster who just attacks you with like 1 or 2 moves and you just die because he's big. And apparently, after Great Khali, now before you motherfuckers turn on me, hear me out. So after his run in WWE, Great Khali did this like big thing, this big angle in India where he had a wrestling match with some like American guy. And the American guy like beat him up, right? Great Khali, the man behind the character, went and he wasn't hurt in real life. This was all kayfabe. But he went and he checked into a hospital in like New Delhi or something for 2 nights. And he slept in the hospital for 2 nights in order to sell his injury because he understood that people out there would see him in the hospital and be like, oh my God. Like, especially in India where like, I think they've taken it, like, definitely take it more seriously. But I think they also think it's like real still. So like, or more so than we do. So he checked into a hospital for 2 nights in order to sell the storyline. Then he came back at the next event. They sold out. It was like 50,000 people, and he beat this guy, and he got a huge pop, apparently, right? So compare that with what Undertaker and Stone Cold are doing here. Undertaker comes out in a shirt, and now he's just a guy. No, you can't just be a guy, man. It doesn't make any sense. You're supposed to be the Undertaker. I'm supposed to be afraid of you when I look at you. You're supposed to be wearing a green shirt and a hat and smiling, drinking coffee. No. I don't like that. And this is part of a greater problem. I cannot blame the Undertaker on this because, number one, it's the Undertaker, motherfuckers. I'm not blaming him for anything. And 2, this is not unprecedented. At this point, we've had all these people, all these fuckers. Finn Balor comes out one night, he's the demon, and, you know, and like the opponent is like terrified of him. Next night, he's like dancing with Bayley or something. Like, what the fuck is that, right? And then Braun Strowman, same thing. He's out there like tagging with like Alexa Bliss. You know, the team of like Monster and like whatever, Small Girl, whatever the fuck they called it, right? And that doesn't fit his character. He's supposed to be this like aggressive dude who has no friends, doesn't smile. And then after that, he's jumping into a frozen lake for like ALS month or whatever the fuck that was, right? No. You have to have some consistency, right? In the Attitude Era, if you had like a tag match, let's say it was Godfather and Val Venus versus, I don't know, fucking, let's say the Hardy Boys, right? You could not, after that, put like on WWE.com, Goldust and Godfather being at like a women's rights rally, right? It would make no sense. That's not the point. The point of Godfather and Val Venus is that they are 2 womanizing types. So they have to be portrayed primarily as that. And Undertaker, because he's not around at all anymore, cannot be portrayed as a normal guy, right? And furthermore, that brings up another problem. This weird obsession people have with the personal lives of wrestlers and actors. But since we're talking about wrestling, we're going to focus on that. There is this weird obsession. Like one of my friends who, I like him, and he's not a smark or anything like that, but he has his smarky moments. He was I was pretty much telling him one day how Finn Balor is probably gay because look at him. I mean, he's like a little twink, right? And he was like, no, actually, hater, Finn Balor isn't gay. He got married to like Veronica Rodriguez or whatever the fuck. He got married to some broad, right? And I'm like, what? And he's like, yeah, like I saw it on like Instagram or like I saw it on Tout or whatever the fuck he saw it. And I'm just like, what? Who gives a fuck, man? I don't give a rat's ass about Finn Balor. I don't give a shit about him dancing with Bayley. I don't give a shit about Finn Balor's parents. I don't give a rat's ass about how he started out in Ireland. I don't care about any of this, man. And if you do, in my opinion, that's fucking weird, man. Just like I don't give a shit about what Undertaker does in his free time. I don't need to know that Undertaker is married to Michelle McCool. That ruins everything. The Rock was married for a long time, and he would have like angles where he's like making out with Trish Stratus and saving her ass and things like that. And like knowing that he's married, I'm just like, oh, that's okay. That's why would I need to know that? The Rock is supposed to be this like pseudo-realistic character. I don't need to know, that he's married, right? I don't need to know anything about these people's personal lives. I'm not interested at all in their personal lives. We have like fucking total divas where the entire point is to delve in to the personal lives of the divas. Like I'm supposed to be intrigued by this. Let me guess. There are a bunch of hot girls that hang out with each other when the cameras are on, and then they have their little problems like, oh, like my boyfriend can't get it up anymore. Oh, I can't have sex with Tyson Kidd because his haircut, like who gives a fuck? I don't give a shit at all. Why would anyone care about this? But yet here we are, motherfuckers. Here we are learning about The Undertaker fucking hanging out with Stone Cold. So now that we got that out of the way, we talked about the website, let's talk a little bit more generally about why WWE sucks. First of all, as evidenced by my previous video of who we're going to keep and who we're going to release, right, there are too many people. I was surprised that let me have the paper still here somewhere. Let me find it here. All right, 94 and 80. So 94 released and 80 kept, right? They have nearly 200 wrestlers that they have employed. Of course, it's going to be filled with jobbers. I'm actually surprised that it's that even. It should be. I thought honestly when I started doing it, I thought I'd release like everyone except for like 30 people. But there's a few that I kept. I'm like, all right, Akam and Razor, fuck it, like give them a shot, right? So the point is they have too many wrestlers. So that's just horrible right there. Release half these people and have a more competitive environment where you only have good people and there's no jobbers that are on a contract basis. Like someone like Kurt Hawkins, even though I don't think he's like horrible in the ring or anything like that, or Zack Ryder, it makes no sense why these guys would have WWE contracts. All they do is lose. Why would WWE be interested in like paying these people money consistently? And if they're going to do that, why not have Kurt Hawkins be destroyed by Braun Strowman? Why are you hiring Darby Allin for a one-off? You know what I'm saying? It doesn't make any sense, fuckers. So that's one main reason that WWE sucks. Another reason, which kind of goes hand in hand with this one, is too many titles, motherfuckers. Too many titles. I remember when back in the day, it mattered who the European champion was. And it only mattered because there was like 4 or 5 titles, right? If you don't count the light heavyweight title, which eventually started becoming a bit more important. But there was like 4 titles. It was the WWE title, in this order. The IC title, which was considered very prestigious. Like winning the IC title was like considered a career highlight. You know what I mean? Then you have, I would say the tag titles are the next most important. Then you have the European title, and finally you have the women's title. Boom, just like that. And then after that, when Goldberg was champion, no one cared. And then Ester Rios was champion, and no one cared still. But eventually, like Dean Malenko became light heavyweight champion, and it was presented as like an actual title. They would actually set up some storylines around it. Like I remember, like when Lita wanted to be light heavyweight champion, that was actually compelling because it was like, all right, this is like a title that's such a jobber title that a woman could conceivably win it because it's such a jobber title. But when China won the IC title, it felt like the impact of China winning the IC title is infinitely greater than Becky Lynch winning both women's titles at WrestleMania. It is infinitely better because China was one of like the top 4 champions, right? She was the number 2 champion in the company. Now, she wasn't obviously the number 2 talent because you had Triple H, Stone Cold, The Rock, Mankind, Big Show, but she was presented as the number 1 mid-carder, right? Because there were clear delineations of what division people belonged in, right? And that is something else that is missing. So, for example, back in the day, you had the 5 people that I just mentioned, and you add, let's say, Undertaker and Kane, and eventually Jericho and Angle and Benoit, right? That's like 9, 10 people that I just mentioned right there. This is before like they brought in like Booker T and other people like that. But there, and maybe RVD, you could argue, right? But there were like 10 people that were clear main eventers. So when you start the Royal Rumble, you know that it's going to be one of those 10. But it's still 10 people, right? Like, you know it's not going to be Taka Michinoku. You know it's not going to be Sky Tuhati, obviously, right? But it might be them. And then there's like, right below that, there's that secondary tier of people that are not main eventers, but that you could conceivably believe might one day be main eventers. So that would be people that would have strong showings in the Royal Rumble. So historically, that'd be people like, I don't know, Rikishi, Billy Gunn, who always had good showings in the Royal Rumble. Like, he's been in like the top 4 a few times, I think. So that's what I'm saying. Or like even like an X-Pac, right? Someone that's like not a main eventer and not even really a mid-carder. I would consider him more of like a lower mid-carder, but he's someone that you could easily plug into like a random main event and it would fit. So there was a clear delineation. After that, you had people like Godfather, Val Venus, fucking Jeff Jarrett, Mark Henry, Jericho when he started out, Shamrock, Road Dogg when he went towards a singles route, Goldust earlier on. You had these people that were clearly the mid-carders, and that felt fine. It was very clear where they stood, right? It was very clear that Val Venus could go and wrestle Road Dogg, and one of them could beat the other. Throw in China in there as well. One of them could beat the other, and that would implicitly move them a step forward into claiming either the European or the IC title, right? The European title typically was reserved for more jobberish wrestlers like Perry Saturn and like Matt Hardy, Christian, you know, like the people that were like jobbers at that time, right? Some of them were obviously great wrestlers like Christian, but at that time they were jobbers. So, and then the tag teams were clear, delineated tag teams. That's something else that we're missing, but I'll get to that in 1 minute. I'm not done talking about the weight classes, motherfuckers. Then after that, you had the light heavyweights and eventually the cruiserweights, which were very entertaining. And it was very clear where the cruiserweights ranked up. If Gregory Helms was, in my opinion, one of the most underrated wrestlers ever. If Gregory Helms was the cruiserweight champion and the WWE champion was Brock Lesnar is beating Gregory Helms in 2 minutes. That's how it's going to go down. But if Chris Benoit is champion and Gregory Helms is cruiserweight champion, they can have a nice competitive match, right? That's the idea. So the cruiserweight champion is a good wrestler and he can potentially wrestle someone that is of commensurate size, but a bit bigger, and who bridges the gap between a Gregory Helms and a Kane. So you have Kane, you have, I don't know, Benoit, let's say, let's use him as an example, or Kurt Angle, right? Kane, Kurt Angle is smaller than Kane, but bigger than Gregory Helms, and then Gregory Helms. So Gregory Helms can perhaps have a competitive match. He's going to lose anyways, but have a competitive match with Kurt Angle, and then he can get squashed by Big Show, because that's what makes sense. Nowadays, on the other hand, you have like a pseudo storyline where Paul Heyman keeps saying like, oh, Brock Lesnar, like Finn Balor would be the hardest challenge for him. No, it wouldn't, motherfuckers. The hardest challenge for him would be like Braun Strowman or Big Show or Cena or someone like that. And Michael Cole keeps saying like, oh, Brock Lesnar historically has had trouble with like smaller opponents. Which, what he's saying basically is this, that you would expect Brock Lesnar to destroy these guys because he destroys Kane and Braun Strowman. But for some reason, one reason or another, he hasn't been able to destroy them. Why, motherfuckers? Because everyone has to be presented as a credible wrestler. I do not understand why this is. Like, Brock Lesnar is capable of like squashing like Kurt Hawkins, Zack Ryder, that kind of person. But you put him against like Daniel Bryan, and he has trouble beating Daniel Bryan, who then goes on to lose to Buddy Murphy. It's the most ridiculous hierarchy ever because there is no hierarchy. And in the context of titles, motherfucks, right? In the context of titles, there is no consistency. So you have someone like Seth Rollins, who is in like a quasi-important match at WrestleMania and becomes the IC champion by beating like Miz and Finn Balor, right? And then the next year, he's in the main event of WrestleMania. And then in a few months, he'll be fighting for the U.S. title. Like, mark my words. It's been like this since CM Punk. CM Punk ruined it. He won the World Heavyweight title, and then before you know it, he's like tag team champions with like Kofi Kingston or whatever. Then he's losing to JBL for the IC title. What the fuck? That makes no sense. Could you imagine like a scenario where you have, I don't know, The Rock, right? He's one of the people in the main event for WrestleMania 2000, and then next year after that, like, he's wrestling Val Venus or like Big Boss Man for the European title. Like, that would be ridiculous. Nobody would buy that as a concept, right? It makes no sense. Furthermore, these catapults of mid-carder to main eventer have to stop. I enjoyed Jinder Mahal because I felt for a long time that he was being held down, because there was always something to him, in my opinion. I know that sounds weird because, like, you know, the popular opinion is, oh, nobody ever liked Jinder Mahal. You know, he was just like a jobber in 3MB. But I did. I liked Jinder Mahal when he first debuted because I'm like, all right, there's a storyline here, you know? He's holding up the Great Khali's family hostage with his dowry or whatever. That's great. I love those types of gimmicks. So I'm glad that he got his thing. But in hindsight, I don't like it because it opened the door. It lowered the bar. It opened the door for people like Kofi Kingston to become WWE champion. And Kofi Kingston is a perfect example of this. He was WWE champion. He won the title at WrestleMania, albeit against a jobber, but he won it at WrestleMania. And then he loses in like 3 seconds. And then before you know it, motherfuckers, before you know it, he's already upset that he's not tag team champion. No, you've had a taste of the main event. Not really the main event, but you've had a taste of being a champion, like a WWE champion, Kofi. There is no reason why Kofi Kingston would not focus his entire energy on being WWE champion. When Triple H went from IC champion to world champion, right? He never went back to go after the IC title. The only time he did that, because I know some of you were like, oh, he did when he was like teaming with Austin. The only time he did that was when he was teaming with Austin, and Austin held the WWE title, and Triple H was his ally, and that didn't last long, motherfuckers. So that was more just to like put over the alliance of him and Austin. So that's what I'm saying, right? There has to be some logic. Oh, but Hater, Shawn Michaels was WWE champion, then he became European champion. Yeah, but he became European champion as a clear stepping stone to the ongoing storyline of Shawn Michaels eventually becoming WWF champion once again, fuckers. So that's a big, big problem, right? And this problem can be seen at all levels of WWE. You have someone go to NXT and they're considered a big deal. A few years ago, they had this thing. It was like, where will these wrestlers be in 5 years? This was probably about 5 years ago. And they were like, HideoItami will be the IC champion and he will have won Money in the Bank. And I'm like, okay, HideoItami will be a jobber in 5 years if he's even in the company. And guess what, motherfuckers? He's not in the company because he failed completely and he had to be shipped off to Japan where he can go and have 20-star matches against, like, I don't know, Yoshitatsu or some other WWE reject who had to go back to Japan. So that's what I'm saying, right? There has to be a clear delineation of talent and championships. If you're going to present HideoItami as a big deal with Hulk Hogan coming out there, you cannot have him, like, weeks later fighting Tyler Breeze in a competitive matchup. If someone was promoted by Hulk Hogan, they should be running through Tyler Breeze. It shouldn't even be close. And now you have all these people who have basically failed on the main roster going back to NXT. And Triple H singles them out. He's like, Kevin Owens. Like, that was his entire argument. He said, Kevin Owens, you've amounted to absolutely fuck all on the main roster, even though he was Universal Champion. But that means nothing, as we all know. But he's like, so why don't you come back to NXT where you can actually beat... Well, why don't you come back to the small pond so you can be a big fish again, Kevin? So there you go. This kind of jumping back and forth is stupid, and I predict that the same thing will be happening now with 205 Live. When these people fail completely, rest assured, 205 Live will start, and the current champion, whoever the fuck it'll be, let's say Drew Gulak, I know he's not even there anymore. All right, let's say Arya Daivari becomes cruiserweight champion. He'll be like, no one can beat me. I'm the greatest cruiserweight of all. And before you know it, Humberto Carrillo or fucking Cedric Alexander's music will hit, and they'll be like, I'm back. And this is where you would expect the fans to chant welcome back, except nobody cares, so nobody's going to chant that anyways. So that's a big problem. Now, I alluded to this a little bit. Tag teams. Tag team wrestling is a lost art. Now, I said in my release and keep video about the Usos. One thing about the Usos is that they are a real tag team. They're not a makeshift tag team, right? They are a real tag team. They are twins. They are brothers, and that's their shtick. Their shtick is that, oh, like they've been together since day one. Get it? Right? So that's why they make a good tag team. Tag teams need to have a common goal, a common gimmick, and some sort of history. AOP, same thing. They came in as a tag team, and they hopefully stay as a tag team for a long time. Then you have pseudo tag teams like the Revival. Now, a lot of people don't know this, but when NXT was first being shown on like Hulu Live, right, Scott Dawson had this other partner. And their gimmick was they were like these two trailer trash guys who grew up in a trailer park together. They've been best friends since childhood. And they're these two they're basically like the same thing as the Revival now. But, you know, they were like best friends growing up. And then eventually they fired that other guy and they plugged in, what's the other guy? Dash and Dawson. Scott Dawson. Dash Wilder. They put like, hey, I had to go through the names for a second there. They plugged in Dash Wilder and their gimmick just shifted a little bit. So they're not really like a tag team. They're kind of like been put together because, let's face it, neither of those guys is going to be a star, and it just worked. And sometimes it happens. You know, some great tag teams have started like that, like Beer Money, like one of the best tag teams in my opinion of all time. But the real good tag teams, right, have a long tag team career, like the Dudley Boys, who are the best tag team of all time by far, right? So that's what we don't have enough of in WWE. All of a sudden, Robert Roode and Dolph Ziggler, who were like fucking rivals like a year or two ago, are now a tag team, and they act like they're friends. And on SmackDown, they acted like they were friends with Baron Corbin too. And I remember that was a triple threat match for the U.S. title: Baron Corbin versus Ziggler versus Bobby Roode like a year ago, and Dolph Ziggler won. Nobody expected him to win. Who gives a shit? The point is, like, you can't just do that, man. There has to be some sort of consistency. You can't just make tag teams out of like non-tag teams. And this is a trend that has become very problematic. And once in a while, when you really, really, really want to put someone over, you have, let's say, like the WWE champion and some other guy team together and they become tag team champions. Like, this should be used like once every 5 years. Now it's like every like 3 champions, one of them becomes a tag champion, or at least goes and challenges for the tag title or some nonsense like that. It should be reserved for very, very specific situations where benefit can be accrued from that, motherfucks. So that's what I'm saying about that. Tag teams need a reboot. I would rather see Lucha House Party than see Dolph Ziggler and Bobby Roode, who are not a real tag team. If you're going to do this kind of shit, why don't you just do the right thing? Release fucking Dolph Ziggler and give all his money and another like 100K to James Storm, bring him in, and have him and Bobby Roode be like a real tag team that people like, and that will be over, right? Don't waste time. Now, another reason. The NXT to main roster pipeline is fucked. Unless you are like, maybe like 10% of the people that come from NXT to the main roster actually have any kind of future, right? It's basically Seth Rollins. I would say Finn Balor, but not anymore. It's basically Seth Rollins, motherfuckers. And you can argue for Big E. That's about it. Everybody else has been reduced to complete jobberdom, right? Nakamura, completely underwhelming, right? Kevin Owens, underwhelming. Sami Zayn, worst wrestler of all time. Fucking who else? The Wyatt family, complete jobbers. Even though Bray Wyatt is now the blue champion, which is like a big mistake in my opinion. But fine, we'll count Bray Wyatt as one of them. Like I won't count all the real NXT ones, the ones from like when it was like a season format, like Daniel Bryan and stuff like that. I'm not gonna count that. I'm talking about the actual like developmental NXT, right? So you have all these jobbers. The only people that come up from NXT that become relevant are sometimes tag teams and the women, because every woman becomes champion at some point or another. I think the only woman that hasn't been champion in WWE right now is like Dana Brooke, and then like Sonya Deville and Mandy Sachs, who are just super new, and they're gonna be champions too one day, right? And then like I guess you might say like Ruby Riott, but she hasn't been around for a long time, so who the fuck knows, right? So everyone's been a champion either in NXT or WWE. There's nothing special about this, right? So that doesn't count at all, in my opinion. But if you're a male wrestler and you come from NXT, chances are you will become an aggressive jobber. Like you will go from like, even if you're like a mid-carder in NXT, like Tyler Breeze was a mid-carder in NXT, I would argue, right? He had like a match at NXT TakeOver against Jushin Liger, which was like presented as a big deal, as it should be, because they just, you know, they got like an old-ass Japanese dude to come wrestle a match for them. And they picked Tyler Breeze. He was obviously going to lose. But after that, he's never been the same. He moved on to the main roster, had a feud with Ziggler, and I always thought to myself, why do you need Tyler Breeze when you have Ziggler? It's the same thing. They're the same person. It's the same character completely, man. It's just these two idiots that are just like into themselves and think they're better than they are. The only difference is like Tyler Breeze might be like a decent dude in real life, whereas Dolph Ziggler, I think, really believes that he's the best wrestler in the world. It's the most ridiculous thing ever. Fucking Dunning-Kruger effect up in this bitch, motherfuckers. So there you go. That's what I got to say about that whole pipeline thing. And it's gotten so bad now that the pipeline is working in reverse. People are like, oh man, I failed in WWE completely. Let's go back to NXT. I mean, at that point, just fucking quit and go to New Japan. And it's the same shit. You know, but Finn Balor doesn't benefit by being on NXT. Just quit and go to New Japan and have your like match of the year with like Hiromu Tanahashi or whatever the fuck his name is, right? So there you go. That's what I'm saying, right? That makes no sense. Now, more things that are problem. This video is going on a little longer than I thought, but it has to be said, motherfuckers. It has to be said. There's too many problems. More problems, right? WWE's over-reliance on social media is cringy and stupid. And this goes back to the point I was making earlier about their over-reliance generally on mainstream media, right? I get it. The world now is backwards, and we care about what Seth Rollins had for lunch. I don't give a flying fuck about what Seth Rollins had for lunch. I don't give a shit that he's gonna get married to Becky Lynch. I don't give a shit that Zelina Vega left Austin Aries for a fucking, what's his name? Aleister Black. I don't care at all. I don't have any desire to know any of this. If you're out there on the internet being like, oh, I wonder who Kevin Owens is dating, that's weird, man. Forget it. Just look at the character on TV, shut the fuck up, and move on with your life. And I feel the same way about actors. You know, all these people are like, oh, Beyonce and Jay-Z. I don't care. I don't need to know that. Just sing a song, bitch. I don't need to know who you're dating. I don't take my social cues from celebrities and wrestlers. You know, that's the problem. The problem is that we're looking at these people for some sort of guidance. Like, we're looking at, like, fucking Nikki Bella to tell us, like, how to be in a relationship, presumably on Total Divas or Total Bellas. Why the fuck would listen to this broad? She just got plowed out by John Cena, who then left her ass for probably younger women. You understand what I'm saying? She couldn't lock down John Cena. Why the fuck would any broad listen to her? You know, that's the problem. You have all these people, these celebrities, telling you how to live, and you listen, you're like, oh, well, I'm going to buy a Prius because Leo DiCaprio said that I'm causing too many emissions. Leo DiCaprio is a guy who flew like an eyebrow stylist to like Australia to get his or from Australia to get his eyebrows done for the Academy Awards. Now, you might be thinking that the worst part of that is the hypocrisy of spending all that money and creating all those gas emissions from the plane. But no, the worst part of that is not that. The worst part of that is that you are taking advice from a guy that gets his eyebrows done, man. What the fuck happened to people getting your eyebrows done? How do you even do that for the first time? You're walking in the mall or whatever, and someone's like, hey man, you should try getting your eyebrows done. And you're like, yeah, I think I will. And then you expect me to believe that the guy who got his eyebrows done can believably beat up a bear? Are you fucking kidding me? Have you lost your mind? And that's the problem. The problem is that we know too much about these people. I shouldn't even know that he gets his eyebrows done. But I saw it in a video that explained what I just did, what I just told you guys. So that's what I'm saying. I don't need to know about why Sasha Banks felt the need to take a break from wrestling. I don't need to know why Seth Rollins canceled or whatever, closed his Twitter account, whatever the fuck you do to Twitter accounts. I don't need to know this, man. And as a matter of fact, I don't want to know this. And the worst thing, the cringiest thing ever, and this is a big problem with AEW fans. Oh, by the way, motherfuckers, after this video, I've already written down 25 reasons why AEW sucks. So look forward to that. But the AEW encapsulates this problem perfectly because AEW is all about that. They have the being the elite. They have all these backstage things oh, this is QT Marshall. He got married in 1998. I don't give a fuck. I don't even know who this guy is. Let alone should I know that he's married or I don't care, man. So that's the problem. That's the biggest issue with WWE because when you PG everything, that's what happens. That's the worst part of PGing things. It's not the toned down wrestling and the toned down gimmicks because you can have good gimmicks with a PG setting. It's been happening for a while, and a lot of good gimmicks in the Attitude Era could be done in a PG version, right? Like Jeff Hardy or the Hardy Boys. That could be a PG gimmick, no problem, right? Edge and Christian. That could be a PG gimmick, no problem, motherfuckers. X-Pac, well, maybe not X-Pac. Now I'm pushing it, motherfuckers. Now I'm pushing it. S.A. Rios, Eddie Guerrero, Benoit, Jericho, all these things can easily be PG and they would still be as entertaining. Or Kurt Angle, perfect example. Kurt Angle is that's the beauty of the Kurt Angle gimmick. And I'm talking about, the Olympic gold medalist gimmick, not the wrestling machine, all the other shit he did afterwards. You understand what I'm saying? The real issue isn't that the product is toned down. The real issue is that with making things PG, you now have to pander to bullshit sponsors and bullshit ideas, and you have to promote yourself almost as a social media company. I think WWE has the 8th or so largest YouTube channel in the world. So it's just odd to me, motherfuckers. It's just odd to me. So this is what has caused wrestling to be what it is. That and this brand warfare nonsense that's happening with NXT, but that's another video for another time. So I hope that this video has been entertaining. And at this point, we're at 34 minutes, so I'm gonna cut it down. But this has been why WWE sucks ass. Starting with the website and going on to more thematic things about WWE sucking. And I will close by saying this. One of the other things, I left the best for last. One of the other things at the WWE website is click here to get your WrestleMania tickets now. This is what WWE is. WWE is a company that can sell you and sell out an event that's happening in April 5th over here in Tampa Bay, motherfuckers, right? They can sell you tickets to that today, 6 months in advance, basically, or 5 months in advance, I should say. 5 months in advance, they can sell you tickets. And you don't know what the hell's going to happen. But on the poster, you have Charlotte, Kofi Kingston, Becky, Seth Rollins, Roman Reigns, Sasha Banks, Braun Strowman, and over them, you have The Fiend, like, you're looking down on them, right? This is what I'm saying, motherfuckers. This is what I'm saying. This is going to be the worst WrestleMania ever. It's almost like they don't care anymore. You know, what the fuck? I don't care about this. I don't care about The Fiend being at WrestleMania. But this is what WWE has become. They are at a place that can easily sell you whatever the fuck they want to sell you. They'll sell you like I remember back in the day when Christian had his first t-shirt ever made, the Captain Charisma t-shirt. And I remember thinking, I'm like, wow, Christian hasn't had a t-shirt, like his own t-shirt made at all, right? Up until that point. Because it took a lot to make a t-shirt. You had to be someone that could sell a t-shirt to have a t-shirt. Now, we have like people like Jordan Miles quitting the company because they don't like the t-shirt, which actually I kind of agree with him a little bit, which is a little surprising to most of you, I'm sure. But like people quitting the company, this guy hasn't even been on like the main roster, and he has a t-shirt made for him. So what the fuck's going on? It's I don't want to say it's like too consumerist because I'm cool with consumerism, but it has become so ridiculous, right? That now, in order to pander to the lowest common denominator, because you want to capture everybody, right? So in order to capture everybody, you have to capture the weirdos. You have made Seth Rollins the face of the company, basically. He is in the center of this poster, which means he is the guy that we're supposed to take seriously as the main guy, basically, of the company. And that is ridiculous. Seth Rollins is great in the ring, but if he was around in WWE, in the Attitude Era, I should say, he'd be getting a famouser from Billy Gunn and a Bronco Buster from X-Pac while they like do the cross chop over his prone body. That's what would happen to him. So that's all I gotta say about that, motherfuckers. WWE sucks. Deal with it. 25 reasons why AEW